What's up guys, this is Sean and welcome to another episode of the iherng podcast, and today we will answer a question from Mr. K. I am Mr. K and age 30 right now. My salary is around 6 to 7,000. First of all, I bought a unit called Citizen 2 at Old Klang Road and it just VP recently. The purpose of buying this house is for my own stay purpose because I'm an outstation guy who leave my hometown and come to KL for work. So I no longer want to rent and I want to buy for my own stay. My plan was to stay in for 5 to 8 years and predict that the rental rate or property price might increase, then only sell or rent it out later. The installment right now is around 2,000. Adding maintenance and utilities will be 2,005, and the market rental right now is around 1,005 to 1,008 for fully furnished, and it's surrounded by a lot of high-rise building, which is the competitors like Citizen 1, Petals, Descent, and a lot more under construction. However, my salary is affordable to this house installment and all other of my commitments. Just nice, but it's already pulled to the max. I would like to clear my stress on my commitment to save money because number one, I want to get married. Number two, I hope to get a bigger unit, join in with my wife if current girlfriend will attach with me successfully, and also if can get kids in the future. Currently, this unit is only 725 square feet, 2 beds, 2 baths only. Number three, I would like to create passive income from rental in the future, which means I would like to have at least 2 to 3 properties under my wife and my name in my entire life. So, what should I do at the moment? Number one, stay in the unit for 5 to 8 years, then sell it or rent it. Number two, rent it out right now and I rent another unit, but I would not prefer to stay with another stranger and housemate anymore because I stay with stranger for more than 10 years already. If I rent a unit myself, it will be almost the same amount of my 2,000 installment. Furthermore, I would prefer a better lifestyle which I can own my own furniture and electrical appliances. But it seems not worthy if I buy all the things to a rented unit, or I'm trapped in the culture of Asian mindset. Confusing? Any advice from you? Thank you, Mr. K. Wow, okay, a lot of info here. So first of all, thank you very much for the email, Mr. K. Let's try to sum it all up. Mr. K, 30 years old, 7,000 income per month, own Citizen 2, and the monthly installment is around 2,000 plus maintenance is 2,005, but the rental at most is 1,008. So every month will be a deficit of 700 if he were to rent out. But now he is thinking of what to do with the property because he wants to do the following. He wants to get married, he wants to join in with his wife and maybe have a bigger unit so they can have kids in the future. So what I think about your situation, Mr. K, is this lah. I think the data of you having the rental rates versus your installment, that should be established before you buy the property. And we haven't even calculate, right, when you get the property, like in order to make it fully furnished, you still need to cough out certain amount of money before you can fetch up to 1,008. So now the thing is whether to fully furnish it so you can get 1,008 or you can just live in the property yourself, right? That's why I always educate people to really do more research about the property before buying. That informed decision is very, very important to prevent such scenarios because I think you are right. To a certain extent, you are stuck. Because if you were to go in accordance to your game plan, let's say 5 years later, your installment amount will still roughly be the same. It's not going to drop anywhere because you have paid a little bit just for interest. With the upcoming supply, the enormous supply in that location, right? You have Millers, you have Bloomsdale, and a lot more that's upcoming, right? And there's no reason for people to really be located in that block because it's a very residential area. It's next to the highway, it's next to a junction, and I know where is it exactly, right? So do you think that the rental will increase? Let's say if the rental were to increase to 2,005, maybe it's very difficult because of the upcoming supply. So what can you do? And it's also very contradicting when you say you are willing to rent again in order to save up for your goals, right? Your wedding, to have more properties, right? And to have space for your children and family in the future. I think that's great. At the same time, you also want comfort. You also want privacy. And the only way to get that is to rent a place that is further away from the CBD. If you want all those, right, then you have to really go further away from the CBD to get a cheaper house that you can call your own. So I think the only way to really fulfill whatever you want, right, in my opinion, is if you were to get married, you will use this house as the main house with you and your wife until I think 10 years. So let's play this out, right? Maybe 3 years, 4 years later, you want to get married, right? So at 34, you got married with your wife. Then both of you move into this place that you're going to live now. Then what's going to happen is in this period of time, you will need to figure out ways, right, to earn more money. I know this sounds really harsh, but then the only way to achieve what you really want, right, is to really make more money. The main income needs to be strong. Only the ability to build multiple streams of income will be easier, because the main pipe also no water, right? Don't build smaller pipes, it won't work. And I guess that's lacking in a lot of education channels, right? The main thing about investment is to invest money into something. So your main income stream, which is 7,000, I think is also a lot really. Just that the property you own right now is eating up a lot of that space. Then when you get married, maybe by 35, you have your first kid. Can you still live in the house? I think you can. Then in that period as well, I don't know whether you want your wife to work or not, or you can have the ability for her not to work. If you want to buy another property, it's best that both parties are working, or unless you all build a business together. Then by joining names in getting an investment property or a bigger home. Because if you were to get another home, a bigger home, let's say 1 million, okay, let's say 1 million to have a 3-bedroom, so every children will have their own room and you have enough space to play around and things like that, right? Then that one monthly, another 5,000. So 5,000 here, another 2,000. Then let's say you rent out here, 2,500 month. The rental didn't go up. Let's say go up a little bit 2,000 Every month still negative 500. I think this game is somewhat still possible, because whatever you propose just now to rent another place and you rent this unit outright, unless you split the unit, I don't think there's any way to go about it by breaking even. It's very difficult because there's not much demand of space in that area. Behind the development will be all the existing kampong next to a highway. Then you will just go off to PJ, and PJ houses is not exactly very expensive in compared to yours with the upcoming supplies and things like that. So I think for now, it's more sensible for you to call it your home for the 8 years time, which means you will need to stay in that property until your first kid come out and you are waiting for your second. Then only maybe you want to upgrade. And with that period of 8 to 10 years time, it's very important to have another income or to increase your current income, because the life that you want requires those income to sustain, unfortunately. And with this story, right, I think that's the danger of pursuing property as homes. So the first thing is that if we were to make informed decisions, we won't be stuck in a position where until I get my keys only I start doing calculations. So that is not a very nice position to be in, right? Number 2, everybody has dreams of owning a property with families, right? I fully understand, and sometimes we are just sick of sharing rooms with other tenants and roommates, and it can get really messy. I just need privacy and things like that. Hence, now you want to upgrade. But when you upgrade, there's a price to pay, which is 2,500 a month. So I think it's really in accordance to plan. Just that I don't think that this property will make you a lot of money. And the challenge will be when you want to buy a bigger house to accommodate the family and to live the life that you want in 10 years time. So in this 10 years time, I think 30 to 40, it's your prime. So I wish you all the best, because you have made the purchase. There's nothing much that we can do. Okay, I think that's all for this episode. Thank you very much again, Mr. K, for the email. And for those who still have any questions regarding real estate, do just email me at taniherng@gmail.com, or you can just DM me iherng, and I'll see you on the next one. Ciao.